All right, everybody, we are back with the odds couple, and it is week 9.
9! And by the way, Christina's processing things today. I just came from a party, but you would think she came from a party. So we're going to see how today's show goes because she's been all over the place.
Yeah, I was getting ready to make a pick for next week that I was like, oh, yeah, I'm taking them on this.
I mean, last week where I was like, hey, that's the odds couple and we're on week. And you had to fill me in. But I at least didn't know. You clearly were in week 11, which is still 2 weeks away. So just going to call that out there. I was really going to let you go on the show and just start making your picks and then laugh at you at the end.
All right. So last week I went 2-2, and you went.
Shut your mouth is what I say. 1-3. I think that means you're 2 up on me because I think you were 2-2 last week too, and I was 1-3. So I think you're 2 games up. Time to figure this crap out on my end.
All right. So do you want to go off first, or you want me to pick first?
Go ahead, pick first, but I want to throw one in there. We're gonna have to do a bet on one, like you and I. It's time for another challenge. It's been like 7 weeks since we've had a challenge, so by the end of the show, we might have to do a little negotiation. And what I think the loser is gonna get to do is the winner gets to pick the background of the other person's virtual background for week 10.
All right.
So I'm gonna get to choose your background if I win, and you have to put it up for the whole show.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so for my first pick, I'm actually going to go. So the Texans are playing in New York, the Jets. And I guess this is why the line is this way, because Stephon Diggs is out with a knee injury for the rest of the season. And Nico Collins is still out. I still think the Texans are just a better all-around team. CJ Stroud is playing much better ball than Aaron Rodgers. And the Jets are still in contention of who wants to be the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL. So I'm going to say Texans +2 because I can't believe they have the Jets favored. If they do win, it'll probably be a fluke by 1.
So you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice here. I was gonna join you on that one, but I have a feeling Vegas knows more than we know. So let's make our bet this week. I'll take the Jets -2. You take the Texans +2, and that will be our grudge bet. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Because then it'll be a double dagger for you because you absolutely despise Karen Rodgers. So if I win and Karen Rodgers wins, it's going to be double pain for you.
Okay. All right. So what is yours?
So I'm going to say that's my number 1 bet then because I changed that. We were going to both be on the Texans bandwagon, but I'm going to go with the Jets this week. So Let's roll to number 2. I'll kick that one off. My number 2 pick was going to be, I'm riding the Commanders choo-choo train. Like, I'm going to keep riding that sucker because they're favored by 4, so that's a tough pick there. And it's a rival game, and it's at the Giants, and all that sounds really bad, but I'm still going with the Commanders -4.
I'm actually going to agree with you there. Because, I don't know, after that Hail Mary pass, I'm like, well, obviously luck is on the side of the Commanders, so we're just going to keep riding the luck train, and Commanders -4, like the Bears. Actually, the Commanders outplayed the Bears. The Bears did climb back, and then to lose in that fashion is gut-wrenching. So I don't know how they're going to bounce back. Hopefully they do. That was terrible coaching. Pretty much that whole game by the Bears, if you watched any of it. But yeah, so I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Commanders -4. Jaden Daniels is proving to be the real deal. He is shaping up to be Offensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. So I'm going to say Commanders -4 as well.
I like that, even though I keep running for and against the Giants, and they seem to be a poison pill for my bets because I either take them and they get waxed or I bet against them and they lose. So if you're betting money on this one, you might want to stay away.
Uh,
What you got for pick 3?
So the Bills, actually Miami at the Bills, and they have the Bills -6. And since Miami, even with Tua, doesn't look like that they can win a game, I'm going to go Bills -6 because Miami hasn't beaten the Bills. And I want to say it's the last 13 or 14 times they have lost all but one game. So, and I believe the Bills have covered. So, therefore, I'm going to go with the Bills. Bills looks like they got their mojo back. This is the team. They seem to have Miami's number for whatever reason. So, probably because Josh Allen is better than the whole entire Miami team. You can't stop him. So I'm like...
Isn't Tua back, though? Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah, but he's not better than Josh Allen. Like, come on.
No, it makes it competitive, though. I've seen Josh Allen's cowboy style, throw it up and, gunslinging.
Yeah, but he is literally like 14-1 against the Dolphins. So, I mean... It's no.
That's fair. You gotta go with the trends and the odds on that one. Good call.
I know it's a rivalry game, but they're playing in Buffalo too.
Oh yeah.
Starting to get cooler. Miami can't handle anything that's under 70 degrees.
All right, pick 3 for me. I'm going with kind of a stinkfest game here, but I'm gonna go with the Patriots. We're gonna ride that train because Christina hit it last week. I want to take a page from her book. The Titans are absolutely atrocious. And not the Patriots are a whole ton better, but I think they're still a better team. Even though they're on the road, they're catching 3.5, I believe. I can't see with my glasses. Oh, yeah, they're getting 3.5. So they're dogs. 3.5. I'll take the Patriots at dogs, 3.5.
Well, it's probably a good one. So... What do you got for your last pick? My
last pick is going to be, I'm going to take an over here, and I'm going to take the Monday night over, and that is 45.5 Bucks and Chiefs. Buccaneers Chiefs, Monday night over 45.5. So I don't have any fancy stats or trends on that, but I feel like both those offenses have the chance to be on fire, and we'll see if that night they turn it up. 45.5, I think that game is... 28 to 25, 27, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think it'll be a close game on Monday night. We'll see.
So for my last pick, and I agree with that, that's probably a good one. I am going to take an over as well, but a different game. It is the Detroit Lions at Green Bay. So... Jared Goff, what did I say? What did we read? He threw for 85 yards and they still scored 52 points. So, like that line, Detroit they're playing with a chip on their shoulder because they're always the one that they're never good enough. They're this. So Goff was traded away because he's not good enough to be on the Rams. So they put him in Detroit and then they ended up beating him last year. So... Let's just say, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, the whole team. That's how the coach plays. I mean, he goes for it when you shouldn't, but he still goes for it. Like, sometimes you should kick the field goal. But anyways, the over is 48. I think Green Bay can put up some points, and so can... obviously, so can Detroit. So it's a rivalry game. I'm not going to pick who wins. I think Detroit does win. I won't say if they cover or not. But over 48, I think it's going to be a shootout.
I like that. I think I agree, and I'd lean that on and over to the two really good offenses.
Yeah, very good offenses. I don't know. Is Jordan Love playing, though? Because he did get a little hurt, but I think he is playing. I'm not sure. Oh, did you know Karen Rodgers was questionable? Just saying.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's all right. They might be better without him.
That's true.
We said the same thing last week with the Commanders, and Jalen Daniels played. So
I don't know. Do you have any bonus picks? Because that was our.
Let's see.
So for college, I think I'm just staying away from everything college because there's a big game for Ohio State, so I'm just going to watch and enjoy.
I know right now, as I took a lot of underdogs last week and all the favorites covered, so I feel like maybe the trends are moving back towards the favorites are hitting that time of year where it's time to game on it and just start hammering people. So I would say this week I would probably lean more into any of the favorites, although
I would say one of my Georgia minus 16 over Florida then.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So
I would say probably Penn State plus 3.5.
I'm not betting. I'm not being baited into it. Not being just gonna watch and enjoy.
Yeah, I took some real winners on my personal bets last week. I took Illinois against Oregon, and they got just absolutely ass splattered. It was horrible. And then I took Navy against Notre Dame. Oh yeah, they just got absolutely worked. So my college picks.
I saw that score. I was like, oh, Navy. I'm gonna roll with Navy. And then I was like, oh wow.
That was some real beauty picks there. There's no doubt about that. Holy cow! I'm still scrolling through. Let's see if I can find a good college one here. Nothing's really exciting me at the moment. Golly, that's two terrible teams. North Carolina and Florida State ain't touching that.
Well, Oregon is playing Michigan. In Michigan.
Yeah. What's the spread?
I think they're minus 14.5.
Yeah. I mean, remember when we were talking about Oregon at the beginning of the year, and we're like, good Lord, they're barely winning. Now they're just getting on a roll. They're just killing people. You know what? I would go ahead and ride the Navy train again. Plus,
I don't know that they cover on Michigan at Michigan, though, but they could.
I know. That's my tough part is when you play in Michigan, they tend to start playing a little bit better. But I'd probably honestly take Navy.
Texas did roll on Michigan in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. True.
But
it's true.
I don't know. I mean, every team, they're different week to week. And beginning of the season to end of the season, Michigan obviously has some issues. They lost basically their whole team to the NFL last year. So
yeah, exactly. Is Miami playing?
Yes, and I believe they're favored by 20, and I can't remember who they're playing.
Tennessee, Kentucky, night games, TCU, Baylor. Yeah, I would probably go with my Navy. If I was going to bet a game, it's Navy minus 11 against Rice. Rice is not very good, and I think Navy's going to punch back after getting splattered by Notre Dame.
Well, is Notre Dame ranked? I can't remember.
Yeah, they're fighting their way back into trying to get into playoff contention.
Yeah, I will say this extended playoffs and the portal has just made the parity in college football even bigger. Instead of it being like your typical 5 superpowers, it is being diversified a little bit. Because before it's always
that's true.
Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. That's it. You throw in there, and that's your parity. And then this year, it's pretty much wide open. It could be anybody.
Yeah, especially the top 25. A lot of the top 25 is still in the hunt, honestly, because it's top 12 or 12 team playoffs.
Top 12. So the the 4 power conferences, each one of the winners automatically gets a spot, and then your top 8 after that.
Nice.
So you'll have your top 12 teams, which to me is more fair. So
It is. Yeah, I always hated when a team lost one and they were already potentially done. That was kind of hard to win in.
Like last year, it would have been great to see the extended playoffs because you would have had so many teams in. Florida State, who got pinned out because they had that injury at the end, and so they got voted out, even though they were undefeated, I believe. And then Ohio State lost by 2 points or 3? Yeah, 2 points to the team that won the national championship at the end of the game. So I mean,
true that.
Who else didn't make it in? Georgia didn't make it in last year, right?
No.
So there's another one that would have made it in. So there were several teams that would have made it back in that were very, very good teams, and I'm sure no one really wanted to see or deal with in a playoff.
It's true. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting this year. We used to do all the college bowl confidence points brackets and all that. Now I don't know how that's all going to work out because it used to just be one game to determine the championship, and then they obviously added the 4 teams that got to play each other, and now it's 12 teams.
Yeah, because before it wasn't even the one game. Sometimes, remember, like way back when, it was, number 1 and number 2 didn't play. And then they voted. I go, why can't they just have number 1 and number 2 play? And then they figured maybe we should have number 1 and number 2 play. I'm like, why would you vote on, like, let number 1 and 2 play? But then we were like, why is this person voted number 1 or number 2 if this person is just as good, but you'll never know. So
yeah, it's like you could have an undefeated team that was number 1 and they ended up not getting voted in.
Yeah, because they're like,
team won their game
because we like Notre Dame better or whatever.
What are you gonna do? Well, the last thing that I have to say we have to add into the bet, just because it'd be extra fun, is if the Jets win, because I think it's a stretch, but if the Jets win, not only do you have to get my background, you have to sing the Jets song. Jets, 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 Jets.
Okay. All right, sure.
Well, at least I'll be back in Scottsdale, Arizona. I won't be in Texas and Arizona. No, I'll be in Arizona, but yeah, I've been in Texas for 2 of these. Now I'm in Miami for 1 of these. I actually should be home sweet home for a Wednesday broadcast.
Yay! All right, cool. And we won't have to do this at a weird time. So, all right. Exactly. Well, those are our picks. Hopefully, we have a good record this week.
Hopefully I go 4-0 and I catch up to Kristen.
Have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, bye.